Hi, we're up to Emily Arrow, Chapter 7. School was over for the day. On the way home, Emily jumped over the snow piles with Stacy. They climbed their front steps. Emily reached for her key. It was hanging around her neck on a sneaker lace. Hurry, Stacy said. She jumped up and down. I'm freezing to an icicle. Emily yanked on the string. Here it is. It reminded her of something else. What was it? Then she remembered Dawn Bosco. She and Dawn laughing. Dawn flapping her arms as she opened the classroom door. Emily put the key in the lock. She turned it and turned it again. Can't you ever do that right? Stacy asked. Emily felt the lock click. A moment later, they were inside. Everything was so quiet, Emily could hear the faucet. Water was dripping into the kitchen sink. She shivered a little. She hated it when Mother wasn't home. Stacy looked up at her. I'm glad you're here, old Emily. Nothing to be afraid of, Emily crossed her fingers. Mommy will be home from the dentist soon. Emily threw her coat on the chair. She went into the kitchen. Clara was asleep on the table. Emily looked for the peanut butter jar. Stacy followed her into the kitchen. I can't eat anything, not one little thing. I can't, said Emily. I could eat a whole elephant, even the ears. We had a happy January party today. Stacy slid onto a chair. We had to tell something nice about someone. We had food too. Nice. Emily pulled out the box of saltines. She wished she were in kindergarten again. She wouldn't have to worry about mean people like Dawn Basco. She wouldn't have to worry about being the worst speller in the whole United States. No, said Stacy. It wasn't nice at all. The food was yucko. She frowned. So was the tell something nice part. Emily smeared a pile of peanut butter on the cracker and took a bite. She gave a piece to Clara, too, the cat. She thought about Dawn again. Come to me, peanut butter sandwich, she had said. Stacy kicked the table leg. She looked as if she were going to cry. Clara jumped down. She curled around Emily's feet. What's the matter? Emily asked. I'm not telling, Stacy said. Emily ate around the edge of the cracker. Then I'm not telling you my secret when I get one. Stacy looked up. Really? Emily smiled. No, not really. Tell me what's wrong. Stacy kicked the edge of the table again. My New Year's resolution is no good. Emily tried to think. She couldn't even remember what Stacy's resolution was. I was going to be the prettiest kid in the class, Stacy said. You're pretty. Emily tried to get the peanut butter off the roof of her mouth with her tongue. Stacy shook her head. AJ said I look like a dog when I smile. Emily thought about Elwood, the dog down the street. That wasn't very nice of him, she said, but being pretty isn't the most important thing anyway. Stacy looked out the window. I told you my resolution was no good. Emily could see Stacy had tears in her eyes. She slid a cracker across the table. Eat this. You'll feel better. Stacy took a bite of the cracker. Put a little more peanut butter on the next one, she said. Emily reached for the cracker box. I don't know why AJ said that anyway, Stacy said. She raised one shoulder. I told something nice about him. Emily sat up. What did you say? I said he had a nice long neck. Nice and smooth like a noodle. Oh, Emily leaned back against the chair. She tried not to laugh. Maybe AJ doesn't like having a noodle neck. Stacy looked at her. Why not? I wouldn't mind. I think you hurt his feelings. Stacy thought for a minute. He hurt mine too. But you hurt his first. Stacy looked up at the ceiling. I guess that's right. Maybe you could call him on the phone, Emily said. Maybe you could say you're sorry. Stacy thought for a minute. Maybe I know his whole phone number by heart. It's the easiest in the world. 555-1111. Stacy reached for the phone. You're a good sister, she said. Emily took the last cracker. She listened as Stacy punched the numbers. Hey, Emily, Stacy said. She covered the receiver. Why don't you call Dawn Bosco? Tell her you lied about Jessica. Tell her Jessica's not your best friend. Jessica? For a moment, Emily didn't know what Stacy was talking about. Then she remembered. She had told Dawn that lie about Jessica Saturday night. She shook her head. That's different. She put the cracker down. Suddenly, she didn't want it anymore. All right, let's find out if Emily apologizes to Dawn or not, because she did lie after all.